everyone. I hope you're doing good and you have practiced a little bit of functions. So today I will be talking to you about the rules, some little rules which we mostly follow when we are working with the functions. Okay, so the function is terminated as soon as the return statement is encountered. So you remember that day we wrote that return statement. Let me just quickly share my screen. Yeah, you remember after return result, if I write anything, it just went to the next line, right? It just went to the next line. Okay, so you can't write anything just after the return statement because it will just jump out from there. Okay, this means if written anything after the return statement inside the function block, then all of it just will be ignored. I'm just trying it once again. That is print HELLO. Okay, see, the intelligence itself is telling that we don't do this here. Okay, so yeah, this doesn't work, right? Okay, let me just remove it. So this was the one. So the function is terminated as soon as the return statement is encountered. That means if we write anything after the return statement inside the function block, then all of it will be just ignored because the function will terminate it as soon as it has seen that word return over there. All right, then there is another one, that is we can return more than one values from the function by writing the single return statement. Okay, that means over here I have just written result, but if you want that, we have 3-4 different stuff to return, we can do that as well. Okay, so but we need to remember one thing, that is by writing them in the single return statement, we have to be separating them by the commas, or else we will get something known as unpacking error. Okay, well, one more thing, there is no limit. You should remember that is there is no limit to the number of arguments we pass. We can pass as much as we need, and while calling the function, we have to pass the arguments in the same order as defined in the function, or else we'll get an error. That means if I write down over here, it's simple A and B, but if this would have been something else, and if I write something like this, okay, B is equal to this and A is equal to this. Okay, let's try out if it works. It still did work because we have mentioned it over here. It's not switching stuff. Okay, but of course we need, if I write like this, C, definitely we don't have anything known as C, and it will definitely unexpected keyword argument, we are getting that. Okay, so yeah, do remember about this. And if we do not want to check the order, we can just pass the argument by specifying the argument level 2. So to call a function, just I showed you right now, we didn't follow the order over here, but it's still accepted because we have specified the labels. Over here I have said that B is this and A is this. That is why it did not give me an error. And then we can set default values as well. Like, let's say I will just write down A is equal to 0, and then B over here is there. Okay, B is equal to, let's say, 2. Okay, I'm giving two of the values. Why that line was there is because that the first one should be normal as it is, and you can't keep B as a normal argument and this one as a specified argument. The first one should be by default. If you do not have anything else to add, you need to do that. Okay, so over here, if I run this, have a look. It did not give me error because see, what have I done? B is equal to 1, A is equal to 2, A and B. All right. I guess I have completely messed up your thought what is happening, but let me just quickly remove this and show you that what happens. If I run this, see, it gives me 4. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 2. But if I don't give any value in B now, still it will work because I have already specified the value over here. Okay. So this was one rule. Now, if we can have as many functions as we want in the program, definitely. Okay. So these were the few very simple stuff which you should know. Now let's just do one small program, okay, so that you'll have a little hands-on on writing down the function. So let's find out like a simple function which will return the maximum of the two values, okay, which will return the maximum of the two values. So how do we do that? Def I will take the name as max and I'll just put in two values, A comma B, and then definitely I need this colon. If A is greater than B, then return A, okay, else return definitely you need to return B. Now this was the very small example that I gave you. If you need to find out the maximum of two numbers, you can just create an if else. This is a simple if else. I'm sure you know about this. And this is the way you create your own. Now you can do one more thing over here. You can just simply this is a small program. Just to run this program, how you'll run it, you'll just write down max A comma B. That means you need two numbers. Now I'll just give comma 5, max of two numbers. Run it. It did run, but it will not show you anything because it's returning a value over here. So I'll just simply write down print A for your reference and print B for your reference, and have a look. It shows that 5 is the greater one. So this is how you write down a function. Okay, if you want to write down any print statements, you can. Now I would give you a small homework that you need to take in 3 numbers and then you need to take in input from the user, 3 numbers, and then just find out which is the biggest with the help of a def, that means function. Okay, and then you can also do one more thing, that you can multiply all the 3 numbers and then you can return the multiplication as well to the user. So 2 things in the same one. That means what you are doing is that you are multiplying three numbers which you have taken from the user and finding out the greatest of it. And you have three numbers, A, B, and C. First of all, you'll find out which is the biggest. And the second thing is that after you find out which one is the greatest, you'll return that number with, after that you will multiply those three numbers and return the multiplication of those three numbers. Just this is for you to practice the flow of the code. That's it. Okay. All right. So that's it for this session. Let's meet in the next session. Till then, keep practicing, have fun. Let's meet in the next session.